Well, you got one on scholarship.
That's
you
right.
got three. I see three
That's
out
right.
there.
That's right.
Let's talk about Tyler out there being the only scholarship quarterback during spring. How has that been?
You know, you're on two different levels. You know, Tyler is, we're trying to, do a lot of things with him and get him going, and then the other ones are just learning. So you're talking about two different levels. I mean, not even close. I wish we had Dak out there. I think Dak would be up with Tyler, and it'd be a great spring. But he's hurt and getting rehab. So those are things we got to work through.
Dan said a lot in the preseason about Tyler's going to have a lot more responsibility and input in what gets run. Basically, Tyler can say, "Hey, I like this. I don't like this. Let me run this. I don't really think I can do that all that well." How much of that helps you out, helps Dan out, helps everybody out when he's ready to give that type of input?
Absolutely great. As a quarterback, you go through learning processes. What to do, how to do it, and why you do it. Well, Tyler's at the why we're doing it, phase of learning. And so now he can come in and say, I understand why we're doing it. I don't feel real comfortable with it. I'd rather do this. And it makes it so much easier for us because we're trying to figure out with kids, we don't want to put them in bad positions, but they don't always understand why we're doing stuff.
Are you more willing to kind of listen to Tyler as a fifth-year senior than in the past years only because he may think he knows, but he doesn't know kind of deal?
Well, I'll tell you this. Last year was, there was a lot of comments with Tyler that were really, really rewarding to me because he was more, he said, I messed up.
Right.
Or I was a little late, or it was, I've got it, coach, I understand it, or it was, I don't. Part of learning and understanding to be successful is learning what you can and can't do, and also learning when not to do it. Does that make sense what you're saying? Because you win football games that way. That's that maturity process that he's went through. And, we've been very fortunate. We played him when Ralph was here, and now we're playing Dak when he's here, so that's just a learning process that those guys go through.
Dan's talked about the receivers, guys like Tubby and Rojo and Morrow, being, before they were in the room, they were guys that were developing, and now suddenly they have to be the guy. Have you seen that approach change?
It's been 2 days of practice.
Yeah, true. But
I mean, we're hoping it goes in that direction. We hadn't put a pad on yet. I mean, it's so hard in spring. That's a great question. It's some of the things we ask all the time in a meeting room, but we'll probably get those answers to those questions later on in the spring, when we see them, how they develop. But as far as their sense of urgency and wanting to get, yes, we've seen that because it's an opportunity to play.
You excited?
Yes.
Excited about the depth at tight end because it seems like Tyler may not have to force the ball down the field as much if they're going to be open in the flat, and if you're going to use two tight ends as well.
Well, we lost our number one receiver, Chad. Chad, when he stepped on campus, he started for us and played for 4 years, and I'm sure he's going to have a great career wherever he goes. And we've got to get some people to fill those positions, and we look forward to it. We feel like that we've recruited well in those positions, and we just need to start going in that direction.
Does having only Tyler out here, does that kind of handcuff what you're able to do this spring, or do you still have to get some stuff accomplished?
Not really. First group, we can do just about what we want to do. The second, third group is all teaching, and those guys are learning.
Is part of that input and responsibility on Tyler seeing him more under center than these last years?
I think that's, again, if he wants to further his career, I think that's a big step forward. And we just preparing him for, what he needs to do, and also it gives us a little bit more flexibility.